Hello, everybody out there in the You Are Worthy Network. It's great to be with you again. Happy March. Does that sound strange? I cannot believe we're already in the third month of the year. The first quarter is drawing to a rapid close. It's crazy. Seems like we were just making our resolutions for the new year. Seems like we were just coming up, for those of us that did it, a theme word for the year. And here we are, March the, was it today's the second? Yeah, March the 2nd already. Crazy, just crazy. However, I'm excited to be with you today. Always grateful to be with you. And I'm excited to introduce our new guest to you today. I think you're going to love what she shares. I think you're going to love her heart for her family and for others. And I'm pretty confident that's going to come shining through in abundance today. With that said, let me read you LaToya's bio. And I have to change the words just a little bit because it's in first person, of course. So I have to bear with me if I make any mistakes. LaToya Scott is a woman of faith, a mother, an advocate, a homeschool mom, a CEO, an author, and a certified life coach called to serve families navigating autism and neurodiversity with strength and hope. She is the proud mother of an incredible son, Julian, who is autistic. Motherhood reshaped her entire life in the most powerful way. What began as a journey filled with questions, therapies, IEP meetings, sensory challenges, and sleepless nights became her assignment. She wasn't just raising a child with autism, she's raising a leader. And in the process, God has been raising her. She is the founder and CEO of JuSco's, I hope I'm saying that right, Specials Abilities Recreational Center, a nonprofit created from lived experience and deep compassion. She saw firsthand the gaps in services, the financial strain of therapies, and the emotional isolation caregivers often carry silently. So instead of waiting for change, she became part of it through scholarships, life skills programming, inclusive recreation, and caregiving support. Her mission is simple: no need left behind. She is also a certified neurodiversity and autism life coach specializing in supporting autism caregivers and families. She knows what it feels like to advocate when you're exhausted. She knows what it feels like to homeschool while working full time. She knows what it feels like to carry responsibility alone and still show up with grace. Caregiving can feel heavy, but she helps families reframe it through faith, resilience, strategy, and community. As an author, she wrote The Beauty Within Autism, a caregiver's 30-day journal of faith and hope, a heartfelt devotional and reflective guide designed to strengthen caregivers' spirituality and emotionally. To strengthen them spiritually and emotionally. This journal was born from her own tears, prayers, and victories. It is even a reminder that even in the midst of challenges, there is beauty, growth, and divine purpose woven into the journey. Her journey has not been polished. She has walked through personal transitions, financial strain, and the quiet battles that many strong women never speak about publicly. But she has learned that pressure produces purpose. Advocacy is not loud anger, it is consistent love and action. And inclusion is not charity, it is justice. When the world sees limitations, she sees potential. When systems feel broken, she builds solutions. When caregivers feel unseen, she reminds them that their work is holy. This isn't just her career, it's her calling. She believes autism is not something to fix, it is something to understand, to support, and to celebrate. She believes families deserve resources, rest, and real community. And she believes that faith, strategy, and bold leadership can transform not only individual homes, but entire communities. She is a neurodivergent life coach, autism advocate, homeschool mom, CEO, author, and faith driven change maker, building a legacy of inclusion, empowerment, and love. Wow, wow, wow. LaToya, welcome to the You Are Worthy Network.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve, so much for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, I mean it's clear just by reading that you are doing amazing things. But even more than the achievements, you are an amazing person. And we haven't even dug into why that is. But I know that from talking to you when we first met. I know that from the work you're doing. And let's dig in. Why don't you tell folks what part of the world you're coming from today?
So I'm in the Midwest, in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, little suburb outside of Chicago. Um, yeah, where it's nice and cold. The weather is never the same. We don't know what we're going to get. Yeah, so that's where I am.
Yeah, Chicago is definitely unpredictable when it comes to the weather, that's for sure.
Yes.
Um, tell us about your family. Tell us about your son. Give us the whole picture there of the family.
Yes. So I have a 10-year-old autistic little boy. He's not only autistic, but has some other diagnoses as well, like ADHD, sensory processing disorder, dyslexia, dyscalculia. I can never pronounce it the right way. And also receptive and expressive language disorders as well. So there are a different variety of things that we're dealing with. He's the smartest, beautiful little boy that you ever want to meet. Very kind hearted and just very loving and outgoing and a joyful little boy. Um, we love summertime. It's our favorite season of the year. And he reminds me almost every day, Mom, when is it going to be nice out? I don't like the cold. So, we love in the summertime just to go downtown Chicago and explore, just to be outdoors with the beautiful weather, running, jumping, playing. He's very energetic, and he's just a lovable kid.
Yeah. Now, is it just the two of you?
Yes, it's just the two of us. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. And what do you guys, when it's not freezing cold and digging your way out of snow, what do you guys like to do for fun besides go downtown and play and jump? Do you guys like to travel any, or is there any
So
specific hobbies that he likes that you join him in?
yeah, so we do love to travel. We have family in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. My brother and my sister-in-law and their 5 children are down there, so we love to travel a lot. Um, we also, he loves anything dinosaurs. So he actually wants to be a paleontologist, which is, those who study fossils and dig up dinosaurs and different things like that. So in his mind, he wants to bring back dinosaurs. So he's always asking me, hey, can you get me some DNA so we can make these dinosaurs alive again?
That's
He's
funny.
that serious. So anything and everything dinosaurs, he absolutely loves. So wherever we go, it's always about finding something that's in nature about dinosaurs. I mean, it can be a stick. It looks like dinosaurs. So for his 10th birthday, we did a dinosaur beautiful cake, and he had just dinosaur decorations all around, and that just made his day. So that was me, my parents, my brother, excuse me, my sister, and my brother-in-law. We came together and just did a whole big shenanigans of dinosaur stuff. So he really, really was intrigued and loved that. So anything
Wow,
dinosaur.
amazing. So it's a does he like all the Jurassic Park movies?
Yes, every single last one of them he has seen. He actually, fun fact, likes to walk like dinosaurs and roar like them around the house. And he'll come up to you and say, "Hey, I'm T Rex today," or "I'm D Rex," and I just get in character right with along with him, whoever he wants to be, because as he tells me, he will bring dinosaurs back to life one day. So, yes.
And so as mom, as much as you support the him watching that movie over and over again, I'm sure you've had your moments where, oh, not again.
Yes, yes. Like his room is decked out in dinosaurs, Jurassic Park. And I'm like, if I see one more dinosaur again, I might flip. So
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere we go, it's about dinosaurs. I kid you not. So I cannot escape them. I've learned to just be dinosaur mom, and so yeah.
You don't have to worry about stepping on a Lego like most parents. You guys worry about stepping on a dinosaur, right?
Stepping on a dinosaur or a dinosaur bone somewhere. We're digging up, have sand and we're playing with the bones. We're digging them up and trying to, look and see what those bones are about. So, yes.
Yeah, and so he sounds like an amazing young man, and you're in that season of life right now where you're raising your 10-year-old son, you're working full time, you've got this nonprofit, you've written a book, so life is certainly full.
Yes.
You probably have many a nights where you don't get 8 hours of sleep, I'm sure. But
Correct.
tell us what it's like right now working full time and then having this dream over here that or maybe I shouldn't assume, but I'm asking you, is that the goal? Is to get to the nonprofit where you can focus on that all the time? So let
Yes.
me back up because I didn't ask that very well. So
Mhm.
so tell us what it's like working full time and having a nonprofit, and then tell us some about the nonprofit.
Yes, so working full time and having a nonprofit is very, I want to be strategic about this. I have to be very organized.
Mhm.
So I'm working during the day, you're 8 to 5. And then I'm also working on a non for profit in between lunch breaks or 15-minute breaks or nighttime as well, because I usually work on it after my 3:30 shift from my corporate America job. So I'm doing both, juggling both while getting dinner together and all that other good stuff. Um, Doing the nonprofit, I also make phone calls during the daytime because there's so many people that need to be helped and looking for um, any type of resource. So in between those, that break time, that's what I'm doing, trying to make sure I'm servicing my clients as well. So our nonprofit is basically, it was built off of my son, Julian. So his name, Julian Scott, is JuSco's, which is JU for Julian, and then SCO for Scott. So JuSco. And he received that name. We were in ABA therapy, and that was his nickname. So in ABA therapy, they usually give every kid a nickname, and it's somewhere with their initials or letters or birthday. And so it just rang to me when they kept calling him JuSco. And I'm like, man, that is a beautiful name, JuSco. And he just was respond to it, naturally as if it was his natural first name. And so I sat and I thought about it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going to be the name of the organization because it's truly a model after my son and myself of what we've gone through over the years of trying to receive services, resources, therapies, all of that good stuff. So I started the non-for-profit because I was in need of help financially and just needed to know where to go to get help and support for someone that has someone that was raising a person on the spectrum. So that's how it all formed. And so what we do is we help those individuals that need financial help via scholarships or grants to be able to go and attend therapies. So those therapies are ABA therapy, which is applied behavioral analysis. And that is a service that allows children on the spectrum and adults learn life skills and be able to function and understand this life because they're neurodivergent. And of course, the world does not cater to them. They're often seen different and just kind of thrown away. So ABA therapy teaches them just how to live in this world that, unfortunately is not built for them. And then also we provide therapies, which are like SPD, which is sensory processing disorders, speech therapies, physical therapy, as well as another one, feeding therapy. So those different therapies actually help people on the spectrum with the flourishing. So if there's speech issues, if there's sensory processing disorder issues, which focuses a lot on the way their system is kind of built up. You know, they have sensory issues. They do not like the way their clothing is being touched on their skin, or the food that they eat, or the light sensory, the noise, the sound sensory. All of that is built in sensory processing disorder. And also speech therapy as well. So there are neurodivergents that are unable to speak with their words, but are able to speak with devices, like which is a AAC device, which you will sometimes see individuals speaking through an iPad, and they're able to communicate through pictures and different things like that. So that's what we assist with. We also have other resources where we have a support group the third Tuesday of each month. We do a free support group to anyone that wants to come in and just be able to be themselves and talk about their issues that they're dealing with. I myself, I'm a coach, so I'm available to assist them. And we have Martha Rice. She's also a mental health and relationship coach. She's on there as well. And I also have a BCBA, which is a person that works an ABA therapy. She comes in and coach as well. The parents that are there in attendance give them free advice for ABA therapy that you would naturally pay for. So it's free services. You can come in and ask questions and get help that you need to service your kid as well for free. So that's kind of like in a nutshell of what we do.
So I want to make sure I heard this right. So it sounds like the primary objective is to get parents the right aligned with the right funding. Are insurance companies not typically providing coverage for these type of services?
So depending on your insurance. So private insurance are always better than, the state local insurance that they give. So even though you have private insurance, for myself, I have private insurance, the cost is still immaculate. It's really expensive. So you can spend anywhere from $3,000 to maybe $10,000 out of pocket. It just depends on your insurance. So at the time we were doing ABA therapy, I was coming out of pocket $3,000 to $4,000 a year, and not to mention there's deductibles and copays. So that's a lot. And, for one family to fork out just to deal with that one therapy. So my heart was to always be able to provide for other families that needed that financial support. And it's not out there. It's not easily, given. It's always usually comes with a string attached, or it's very hard to get in the door of grants and stuff like that. So yes, it's very, very expensive, even with insurance.
Yeah, that's a great mission that you have. So is your nonprofit at this stage actually have a brick and mortar?
So no, we do not have a brick and mortar right now. We are 100% virtually right now. That is the next stage of our non-for-profit that we would like to do. Is we will also be housing a all-in-one kind of community center. So it will be all of the therapies that I've mentioned earlier, plus extracurricular activities, and also like a resource center. And we'll house an actual ABA therapy and speech therapy clinic inside. So that is the goal mine. To do that, a project like that will be $5 million to $10 million. So it's very costly. So we, of course, are in the small stages and just trying to work our way up there. So in the future, I'm hoping within the next 5 years or so, we will actually get there to have that brick and mortar where people will actually come and get service there. And we also include parent training as well. So it's the kids are not just getting service, but the parents are also getting trained on how to be able to help their loved one that is on the spectrum. So, because you can't, help the kid without helping the parent. The parent also needs training to be able to, do those daily things that they need to be able to train their kids and communicate with the children or adult that they're.
Absolutely. Okay. I want to come back to this because I got a couple more questions on this, but I want to go back a couple of steps because I may have missed something.
Okay.
So tell me what you're doing with your full-time work. right now?
So, okay, I won't disclose the company, but
Yep.
I am a contract analyst working in the IT field. So I'm pretty much send out solution architects to different sites where their service is needed. So if you say, for example, you are Worthy Network needed to build a server room, well, we have a solution architect come out to your building and basically go ahead and get that work done for you. So they will build you a server, put all your computer networks in one network, different things like that. So I vet the people that actually go and do that kind of work and then send them out and kind of like project management in that arena.
Okay. Makes total sense. All right. So I just wanted to clarify that. So let's bring it back to where we
Okay.
were. You said the goal for the brick and mortar was what time frame?
5 years. We hope within the next 5 years to get this done because it's an urgency. It's an urgency.
See, like you're gonna have to educate me a little bit on that time frame because, and here's why I say this. This need is obvious. Many people are gonna benefit from this. And God's timing, first of all, is the perfect timing, right? So what I'm about to say is from my limited uh, man manly perspective. Keep that in mind. But like 5 years, we got to put a little gas to the
Yeah.
floor there. We have to. I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but we got to get your board moving because the board's job is to raise that capital to move in that direction.
Yes, yes, we are working diligently on doing that. Believe me, everyone is tirelessly working on that. The capital is, of course, with a nonprofit, is always, the issue. And everyone else, they have full-time jobs and, life, different things like that. But
Yep.
yes, we are definitely um, trying to push towards that. So far in the past, we've had different fundraising opportunities to do so. So, and by it being not a brick and mortar, it's kind of, difficult to continue to house this and get this going. So we will be 3 years old in November of this year. So we've done a lot of work since then, I will say, which I'm very pleased about, have helped a couple of families. And that money has also come from our personal pockets as well. So writing grants and all that stuff, it takes time, it takes manpower and, it funding as well. To get a grant writer, everybody's pretty much working as hard as they can to do that. So yes, yes, so 5 years. I would love for it to be sooner, but I pushed that button a little bit just to give myself a little bit wiggle room for the actual brick and mortar building of what we want to do.
You do not have to give me any specifics. Is there a budget for a grant writer?
Yes, we do have a grant writer. So, or excuse me, a budget. Yes, correct. Yes.
We will talk offline. I know a grant writer. We can at least have a conversation. So anyway, um,
Thank you. Thank you.
absolutely. So tell us in the 5 years that you're waiting for the brick and mortar, is it continue doing what you're doing? Can you expand services? What's next?
So it's both actually to continue what we're doing and actually hopefully expanding the services. So by what I mean by that is we're hoping, for example, here's just one thing. In I think it's September, November, we will be putting on a gala so that where we will be inviting families out to the gala and just to come mingle and meet and greet us. And within that gala will also be fundraising as well to go towards our vision to be able to fund more families. So right now, our biggest focus is ABA therapy. That seems to be the greatest need, ABA therapy and speech therapy. So those two services we try to extend as much as possible. And we have a BCBA that we work alongside of with her company, and we send our clients over to her. and she's been wonderful. So yes, extending more services and extending more folks to be able to work alongside with us. And we're always looking for partners, that are available, not just in our state of Illinois, but we hope to, we would love to be national and also international one day as well. So, and we have the people that are actually qualified to do that. So,
So I've got a very important question, but I understand your position. So I'm thinking I have to be a little sensitive until how I ask it. So in that 5-year brick and mortar plan, is the plan for you to put more of your time and derive more of your finances from that position moving forward?
absolutely. Absolutely. That is the number one goal. I always say, my corporate America job actually helps pay the bills. My passion and what I would love to do is my uh, 501c3 all the time. That is my absolute goal. I wake up, eat, drink, sleep, and thinking about JuScos. And that is absolutely what I would love to do. If I could today, I would quit my corporate America job and go for it all in full time with JuScos. Because I
Okay,
promise you, yeah, I feel like I'm doing that every day, all day anyway. So it would just be ease just to transition into.
you put it out there like that. I don't have to be sensitive now because I was trying to be respectful because I know what that position's like. Well,
Yes.
I do have to wonder. It's just a question. Like, does your salary need to come first? I've got an opinion on it.
If I have faith, being the woman of faith that, that I like to say I have, no, because I know that God will supply all of my needs. And it's probably more just a leap of faith at this point, just to dive straight in. So I would say no.
Let me make sure I understand your answer right, because my question may have been off a little bit. So you at this point in time, March of 2026, your priority is the oh goodness, brick and mortar versus you drawing a salary. Am I hearing that right?
Oh, yes, correct. Oh, yes. Yes. I thought you were asking for my about my full-time job. But yes, I would not have to, get a salary to do the brick and mortar because that's not where my heart is. My heart is to see the people serviced and make sure people are getting what they need. It's not about the income for me at all. Because if that was the case, then I would be like, oh, but no, my heart is definitely, I have given my own personal money to help someone attend a service. And I know what it's like to not have that money and your child is not able to attend a service because you don't have the financial means to be there. So, to have a brick and mortar, I would love to have that up and versus me just being able to, get a salary from this. No.
Well, I'm going to say this and we'll move on. So, because I know you're a woman of faith, I would seek many advisors on that
Okay.
because that nonprofit came from your heart. It came from your relationship with your son. And it needs your whole energy. I'm just going to leave that there. It needs your whole energy, and you should be compensated for that. Now, if that goes against what the direction of the vision, far be it from me to get in the way. I'm just giving you my 2 cents from somebody watching outside, somebody that's had a nonprofit, somebody that understands juggling multiple plates is exhausting. You've got a heart of gold. You've got a pure heart. You've got a heart of gold, no doubt about it. I want to see you living in your dream and getting paid for it because you are going to do
Gotcha.
phenomenal. I'll just leave that there. Um,
Thank
so
you.
so tell us a little bit about your book.
Yes. So I wrote a book, and the book is called The Beauty Within Autism, a 30-day journey, a journal. And it's basically God had to show me how he sees our beautiful children with special needs, all our neurodivergence. A lot of times, society, the way they present neurodivergent people as a problem, weird, not normal. And I always say, what is normal? What does that mean? What does that even look like? Because nobody is normal, right? So, with that, I wrote this book because I wanted everyone to see my heart, feel my heart, hear my heart on the way Christ sees his little children. And not just his little children, but the whole neurodivergent community. What people say that they aren't, they are. God says that he loves them even more, if you ask me, because our neurodivergent people see things purely. If you ever talk to an autistic person, especially a child, the way that they fantasize, the way that they see things, line their toys up, they see things that we don't see. They hear things that we don't hear. They feel things that we don't feel. And so the Lord spoke to me and said, "This is how I see my people." And when he showed me that, it just pierced my heart. And from then I wanted everybody to see, hey, this is how God sees his people. Everyone, every person, we are his people. We are his beautiful chosen people. And so who gives you the right to say that someone is or isn't a certain way because they're not normal? So that's where my heart came in with writing this book. And it's not just for the neurodivergent community, but I would challenge everyone to go and seek and get the book and read it for themselves to see how they can fit in by seeing how God sees his people. It will change your life and it will change your thinking, the way you think and process with different people.
Can you tell us where it's available?
Yes, it's available on PayHip. I will also give the link, but it's payhip.com and it's /B/J/Z/TYV. That's where you can purchase the book.
Definitely do us a favor when the show's over. Definitely put that in the comment section of the post of the interview, if you could, please, so folks can search that further if they're interested.
Absolutely. And it will be coming out in Amazon this year as well, later on this year. So we're working on that as well.
Oh, it's not out yet. I'm sorry, I
So
misunderstood.
it's out, but it's on PayHip, but it's actually going to be coming out on Amazon.com as well. So it'll be two different places.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And is there a Kindle version too?
Not yet. Hopefully that will be next.
Yeah, I get it one step at a time sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. So while we're waiting on all these amazing things, the book's going to get a broader audience when it goes to Amazon, obviously. You're working to continue to provide services. Obviously, you're continuing to raise your son. You're continuing to provide for your family through your job that you're so grateful for. You're waiting on the brick and mortar. All these amazing things that are right in front of you, but they're also, some right down the line. What's next?
um, ha. I would love to open up it's not a nursing home to be exact. This is another part of my vision, but I would love to open up a home where neurodivergent people are able to come and live. So it'll be based off of, if they're able to live on, take care of themselves, or if they actually need assistance doing that, like assisted living, but a little bit different. And I feel when our neurodivergent people are put into these homes, they're not receiving the type of help that they really need. There's a lot of abuse there. There's a lot of misunderstanding there. So I would love to have trained individuals come into this nursing home and being able to service the special needs community, because that's a big thing. And that's another different story where sometimes the individuals are not able to live with their families. Maybe family members have passed on and it's just them, and who's going to take care of them next. So that's another part of my heart where I would love to see this community served at and service the correct way, not, with the abuse and with the misunderstandings, because that's a lot of that is going on.
Mhm. You know, going through all this, you're really building something quite special. Do you ever have feelings of inadequacy, or your self-worth is challenged?
Oh, yes, many days. I fight
I
through it.
imagine.
So there's a season in my life where, I felt overwhelmed by responsibility, working full time, homeschooling, advocating for my son's needs, building resources for other families. And, on the outside, I appear very strong. But internally, sometimes I question whether, am I enough for this? Am I doing the right thing? Am I worthy? How much of this actually can I carry and should I carry? So it kind of puts you like in a survival mode. And, in that survival mode, in that survival season, love and respect and being successful, like things like that. How do I earn that? And should I earn that? Lord, what are you saying to me in this season? So it's a lot that one can battle
Yeah.
with on a day-to-day basis and just still keep community in a sane mind. So it's a lot, but through Christ, I know He's there to help me and strengthen this. And I had to learn, even all through all of this, that I am not Superwoman. I am not, and I have to be able to ask for help and ask for community, and that sometimes that can be very hard because you don't quite know how to say I need help to my
Mm,
community. You don't know where to pinpoint it. You know it's in your mind, but how do I get what's in my mind out to tell someone that I actually need help in this area? So, and I am a life coach and I do coach others through that. It's kind of hard sometimes when you're a life coach and you're like, well, how do I do this? But guess what? A coach needs a coach. So I also have
coach.
a coach. I have a coach.
Every coach needs a coach.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And I'm going to give her a shout out, which is Martha Rice. Because she is
Yep.
my coach and she helps me through these moments and help me realize, you are not every woman. You are not a superwoman. And so that reminder helps me every day get through my day.
Yep. You can shout out Martha all you want. Martha was one of my. She was very early interview, and I consider her a friend. And you couldn't have picked a better coach. So good job with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So before we wrap it up, first of all, I want to tell you again, like I started off, thank you for all the amazing work you're doing. Even as we were talking, until you just brought it up again, forget that you're coaching some on the side too.
Yes.
And it's like you got all this going on, but it also reminds me of Jesus said, you will have life and you will have it to the full. And
Yes.
you're in that, and full can be tempting to be just busy, but your busyness, and I'm no mistaken, you're busy, but your business has value. It's got purpose, and you're living in your sweet spot, His will for your life right now. And the opposition that you were alluding to, the feelings, the toughness, the lack of self-worth sometimes, you know, of course, some of that we derive ourselves based on our past experiences, but the enemy likes to press into that too because he knows what buttons to push.
Yeah.
But you're in intense battle right now, and it wouldn't be so intense if the blessing on the other side wasn't so rewarding. And that tells me you're in God's will and you're doing amazing things. And so I want to thank you for not only the work you're doing, but your heart of faith, your heart of trust, and your heart to endure the race marked out for you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's definitely not easy. And I know, just taking it little by little, step by step, and just keep going, keep pressing towards that mark. And that's what I look at it every day. Every day I wake up, Lord, what will you have me to do today? And who shall I touch today? So
That's it. Every day, one foot in front of the other. Let Him direct your steps.
yes, yes.
LaToya, I want to thank you for being our esteemed guest today. It's been my honor to have you. I know what you've shared is going to touch folks that are blessed to see this. Please remember to put in your book link into the comments section. Thank you again. Keep us posted as the journey unfolds.
Thank you. Will do, Steve. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, I hope you've been encouraged. If you had a cup of coffee with LaToya right now, she would tell you it's not been easy. She alluded to it there a couple minutes ago. She would tell you some of the battles that she's been through. You've been through battles. I've been through battles. We've all been through them or are about to go through another one, right? Your story's not over yet. Be encouraged by that. Not everybody got to see the beginning of Monday, March 2nd, 2026. If everybody didn't get to see it, that means it's a gift. Each day's a gift. Your story's not over yet, and you are worthy. And we're grateful for each one of you. Blessings to the rest of your day. Till next time, God bless.